Hi, welcome to Open Hand Farm. Our family has really struggled the last couple weeks with some cold symptoms, with some COVID, congestion, but the worst one is our grandbaby who is 6 months old. I love doing herbal remedies like mullein tea or ginger tea, or I have some things that I rub on chest or whatever, but those things are too much for a 6-month-old. So I contacted a friend who has several children and uses herbal remedies with them, and she told me to make some garlic salve. She said it doesn't smell good, but it does a great job. It not only helps to open passages, but it soaks into the skin, but it also is antibiotic, and so it soaks into the skin and addresses things from the inside out. So since the baby also has an ear infection, she said we could rub it around the ear and that would soak in and start healing as well. Now, we did go to the doctor and they did prescribe an antibiotic for the ear infection, but as far as her deep congestion, they said just keep doing what you're doing, which is suctioning her nose out, running a humidifier. That's about all we can do. And she really has a cough that bothers her when she coughs. So I just felt like there had to be something else that could be done. So I'm going to put together this garlic salve today, and I thought I would bring you along. Maybe you have somebody struggling with congestion and upper respiratory symptoms, and this can help them too. The first thing we're going to add is organic coconut oil. And we're going to put this in just my little bullet mixer here. We're going to do 1/3 of a cup. And this will be stored in the refrigerator. So a lot of salves that I make have beeswax in them. This one will just be kind of thickened by the fact that it has this coconut oil in it that will stay hardened in the refrigerator. Next is extra virgin olive oil. And we need 2 tablespoons of this. Then the item of the hour, our garlic. It calls for 8 cloves of peeled garlic. These are the garlics that I grew in my garden, and some of them are kind of small, so I did 10. Those are the ingredients, and we're just going to go ahead and mix it up here. Kind of get it down off the blades. I still see a few garlic in there, so I'm going to do it a little bit longer. All right, let's see what we've got now. Oh, that looks good. It says to strain it to get any chunks out, but honestly, I'm not seeing any chunks. Let me put it in a jar and see what I think. Just going to put it in here and see if I can tell if there are any chunks. I am honestly not seeing any unless there's some in the very bottom. Oh, there was one. Yep. I'm going to take that out and put it right there. Maybe I better strain it just in case. So now we'll move it into this. I'm just going to work it through. Yeah, I guess there were a few little chunks in there. I mean, I don't know that it would make a big difference, but it would be a little more gross to have chunks of garlic on you. Okay, There we go. Now what I need to do first is make sure I don't carry any more chunks in here from my spatula. Just going to get a new spatula. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more thing, and that is lavender drops. So I'm supposed to add 5 to 6 drops. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it smells so good. Stir that up. That really helps because then the garlic isn't as strong, but it also has some really good healing properties to it as well. Okay, now I have these little jars that I'm going to pour it into. These are 1 ounce amber jars. Trying to decide if I want to use a third one. I think I will. That looks so pretty in there. Looks so smooth and just it glistens. Looks beautiful. No, that's not what we're going for, but it looks beautiful all the same. Okay, so I have 3 1-ounce jars. Try to knock any air bubbles out of them. And these jars have little plastic protectors. I really like that. Now the next thing I need to do and not forget is to label these. I'm going to put these on the lids. I think they'll fit. Yep. Now, when I put labels on things that are oily, I like to cover them with some tape because then I don't end up having the oils remove the label. Because the oils can remove the marker, and that way I don't have to worry about it. So there we are. Okay, now that the salve is made, I'm going to tell you how my friend suggests using it in a way that has worked for her every single time. So I'm going to show you on a doll how to rub this in and tell you how frequently to use it and all that good stuff. You're going to lay your baby on their back and you're going to rub under their cheekbones and then around their ears and down the back of their neck. Let me be more specific here. There you have a lymph node here behind your ear. So when you're sick, these are full and they have no way to move that sickness out of there. So if you massage it, it helps to push all of that away. And so you want to go under the ear and down the neck to the neck bone. My friend suggests applying this on the chest, and you can also do some chest rubs to loosen up what is in the chest by swirling out like this, and that will loosen that up. Or you can kind of push your hand across the chest like this on one side and then on the other side, and that will help loosen that up as well. She suggests rubbing it on the bottom of the feet as well because your feet absorb things very quickly. She puts her infant and toddler in some warm pajamas with footies on them, especially after you put the garlic salve on the feet. And then she will reapply it every 2 hours. She said if you are faithful to do it for 3 days, every 2 hours. And of course, if they're asleep at night, you don't want to interrupt, then you will see great improvement. She has never been disappointed. You definitely want to make sure that they are hydrated as well. Now, this can also be used on adults. You don't have to only use it on toddlers or infants or children. Now, my friend said she puts old pajamas on her baby because it does smell and it's hard to get out of the fabric once it's in there. If you are having congestion problems, give this a try. Again, it has antibiotic properties as well that soak into your skin and heal from the inside out. Thanks for coming along, and I hope that this works for you. I want you to remember that I am not an herbalist. My friend uses a lot of herbs, but she got this from someone else who also uses this. She has also gotten some of this information from doctors and herbalists. So I trust it coming from her. But please remember that anything that I tell you about is simply information that I have gathered or have been given, and you need to do your own research before trying anything that I suggest. Thanks again for coming along, and until next time, blessings on you and yours.